So I am very pleased now to introduce you to Androulla, who many people do know in terms of her work within Operation Topaz within Somerset, and a lot of the child exploitation training that Androulla very kindly runs as well. So Androulla, if it's okay, I will hand over to you now.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, thank you for having me. My name is Andri. I am the Child Exploitation Prevention Officer for Avon Somerset Police, and I cover the whole force area. I work with Operation Topaz. So one thing I say every time I do a presentation is that we all have a role to play in the fight against child abuse. Okay, so we all need to work together. So in the fight against child abuse, we all have a role to play. We need to remember that. Taxi drivers, hoteliers, nighttime economy, police, social services, health, education. Think about the communities, guys, you are working with. Think about the young people as well. We all need to work together. So what is Operation Topaz? I'm sure a lot of you know about Operation Topaz. So we exist since 2017, and it was a result of the learning from like Rotherham, Rochdale, but also we had some our own serious case reviews down here. Operation Brook, it was in Bristol, Operation Finestra in Yeovil, and it was all about, when we started, it was about child sexual exploitation, okay? We are now a team that we are dealing with sexual exploitation and criminal exploitation. So the team that covers Somerset is in Bridgewater, a police station, the Express Park. So we have the intelligence officers. We are an intelligence-led team. We used to have intelligence sitting in our team. We don't anymore, but we are working with intelligence department in the police. We've got the engagement officers, which they engage with young people and victims, because we all know that the victims of exploitation, they don't approach professionals and say, please help me, I need help. So we need to see beyond of what is presented to us. And then we've got the disruption officers, which they are going after the perpetrators. They're using a range of tactics. And then I am the prevention officer, which I cover anything to do with education, internally, externally, but also working very closely with young people as well. Not one-to-one mentoring state. If I go and see a young person one-to-one, it's going to be 1 or 2 times. You can imagine covering the whole force. I'm not going to have the capacity. One thing, like Claire said, one thing with the victims now, what we have seen is the online grooming. So I put some statistics here from NSPCC in relation to online grooming. So around 70% jump in the last 3 years. The online, I don't think we have yet reached the point we know what happened during COVID. I think that the companies are still catching up. Like Snapchat, Instagram is not that popular anymore with young people, and in secondary schools. It's more popular in primary schools at the moment, Instagram. Snapchat is very popular in secondary schools, and TikTok. TikTok is very popular, full stop. If we think about Snapchat, is the Snap Maps. There is maps where people, if they follow you, it's so accurate, guys. Between 3 houses, they will know which one is your house. It's very scary, the maps, but the kids love it because they can follow each other without even thinking about the groomers following them, about the perpetrators, drug dealers following them. The latest research from NSPCC found that they see more girls being groomed online than boys. I think that is changing now because 80% of these cases at the moment in relation to sexual abuse are 11 to 13-year-old girls. So even the statistics from NSPCC are a bit behind at the moment. In the last 3 years, they have been 60% increase in the number of sexual communication as well. During COVID, there was a research that came out from Safe2Net, and it was talking about 183% increase of girls as young as 6 and boys as young as 9 being sexting during lockdown. When you have a conversation with young people, kids basically from primary schools, they are talking in that they are copying what they see on TikTok. What is the problem? Everybody on TikTok, they're wearing their underwears. And I think that's where the increase was, to be honest. So online exploitation and online grooming is basically when individuals or groups are taking imbalance of power, coercion, manipulation to deceive a child or a young person. And again, we need to remember, is anybody under the age of 18, even when they are 16, in this country, they can't consent to sex. What children cannot do is consent for their own abuse. We need to remember that. And if we're talking about online grooming, is where we see them develop a relationship with a child to enable their abuse, online and offline. We have seen cases where it starts online and it continues offline. I give you an example. A girl on Snapchat have met someone, 1 hour on Snapchat, convinced the child, this person convinced the child to go and meet them in a hotel room. You can imagine, all of you, what happened next. And that was in our force area. Online gaming, social media, messaging, live streaming. Live streaming is a massive thing at the moment. One thing that is not on my presentation, but I think is really good for you to know, the Internet Watch Foundation, if you have never been on the Internet Watch Foundation website, please go and have a look. And also, this is the place where I say to young people, you know what? If you come across child abuse and animal cruelty on Snapchat, especially on Snapchat, go and report it to the Internet Watch Foundation. Give them options. Of course, police is always there, but give them other options as well. So the Internet Watch Foundation says they blocked 8.8 million attempts by UK internet users to access images and videos of children suffering sexual abuse during 1 month period when we were in the lockdown. 8.8 million attempts. Report to remove. This one came out after the Ofsted report about sexual harassment and abuse in secondary schools. I think it was 2 summers away now, which they have found horrendous sexual harassment in secondary schools. 9 out of 10 girls that took part on this research, they said that they have been requested by nudes by their own peers. So the Internet Watch Foundation with the child line, they have put together a report to remove. What that does is basically is a tool that allows young people to go on it and ask basically for their indecent images to be removed from the internet. When I speak to young people, I never say nudes or sexting. I always use the indecent images of children. You should be in a classroom when I say that, because they don't see it like that. They think, oh, it's just a photograph. So report to remove, basically a child goes on it, on Childline website. They follow the instructions. They have to prove their age, so they need to be 13 plus. And they go through to do their verification through Yachty. Yachty is an app where basically you download it on your phone, and it gives you notifications, an alarm every time you try to send a photograph that Yachty thinks is a little bit not appropriate, or there is a bit of more flesh. It will not stop you sending it. It will give you the notification. The good thing with report to remove is, first of all, the kids feel that they take control of it. And then they basically are able to go back and see what is happening with their case. Which is really good for the kids. They really like to have control over stuff. In order to work together, to get a full picture, we need to work together. We need to share information with each other. These perpetrators are relying to all of us not to share. If we think about serious case reviews, I mean, I'm in the force for 18 years now, and all I've done is child protection. For 18 years, every serious case review that comes out, it has a paragraph in it that says we could prevent the serious harm to the child or a death of a child if we only share information with each other. I do wonder when we're going to learn. These perpetrators are relying on this. If we don't share, if we don't speak to each other, they go under the radar. So in the force, we have put together a portal. And the portal is for this, for us, all of us, to share information. One thing I need to emphasize here, this is a portal for professionals. It's been given out to taxi drivers, hoteliers, nighttime economy. It's been given out to professionals. It's not for the public, okay? It's not for parents. So if you're working with children, if you're working in a school, if you're out and about and you hear children talking about a specific park, if you hear children talking about a nickname, a registration number, or you see in the area there is a lot of things happening in a park, or you hear about hotels, put it through the portal. This is not a referral mechanism, okay? This is information sent to the police. It goes to the 24 hours intelligence department. They will sanitize it. So when it comes to me, if it needs to come to me, I don't know who sent it in. Please, let's share. And to be honest, where is the best place to have all the information stored and then you get the whole picture? The police systems. So please, whatever you think, oh, I'm going to put it in the file and I'm going to wait a little bit longer because I really don't have enough now, send it in. It's 5 minutes to complete it. I promise. I checked. I've sent it back 3 times until we get it the right way. When you speak to young people, when you speak to public, when you speak to children, to their parents, first of all, don't speak like a professional because they don't understand us. Second, give them options. Crime Stoppers. Tell them about the Internet Watch Foundation. Give them options. People are really scared, especially for drug dealing, especially for county lines, to call the police. Give them options. Fearless, they can now download it on their phone as well. It's for young people. It's part of Crime Stoppers. And again, Fearless is 100% anonymous as well. So please, guys, give them options. Give them hope. If I can say that, give them hope. When you speak to people, give them hope, because you never know the person you're going to speak if it's been groomed. And don't you ever say to a child, if you get involved, there is no way out, because it's going to come to a point where you're going to tell them, please tell me what is happening so I can help you. So immediately you're going to protect yourself, and you just emphasize what perpetrators are telling them. So give them hope, give them options, and if I can help with anything, let me know. I'm more than happy to come and help. We have, I've been running in Somerset, the online training is 2 hours in relation to child exploitation. So please jump on it.